we made an update to an existing tool. It's the neural network wave prediction web application. Generally, it looks the same as it used to, but we're doing more work on it. When you train a network, it will. So this graph now, instead of auto scaling, just going from 0 to 15, it is staying 0 to 15 no matter what. This LED here, yeah, no, it doesn't look like an LED, but when it turns blue, it's on and white is off at the moment. Let me know if you want me to change the colors. But the point is that the minimum error for this many iterations, for 2500 iterations, was 0.39, and it gave this weird looking result. Yeah, another weird result that yes, the maximum is 71, minimum is 4.2. The goal reached, the LED didn't go on because the minimum error was too high, and it went up to 2500 iterations and then essentially gave up. Let's try this again. A bit better, something that looks a bit more reasonable. The minimum error is still pretty high, 4.2. Again, went up to 2500 iterations. The goal was not reached, even though it doesn't look that bad. Let's try it again. In this case, again, looks like a good result, but the minimum error is 0.7. I don't know. There will be some sort of minimal number. And actually, it was lower and then started going up again. In this case, yeah, very high error, but I don't know what the problem is. It actually looks quite legit. But the algorithm says no goal reached, so essentially the algorithm is estimating its own result as being no good, even though I've seen much worse with a much lower error indication. In this case, a bit better, 3.7. Yeah, in this case, the minimum error is much lower, but the result, so it's getting more confident in the result, but then saying that this will be flatlining. So essentially, if it was, a price of a share or something, it would have made a big bubble. If you put this higher, results not necessarily better. Yeah, again, made a mistake here. It was essentially ignoring all these data points, making a prediction of flatlining, but it's not very confident. In here, it actually looks much better. I think it just missed the mark for reaching the goal. But if you have less data, it's highly confident that this is what would happen. So in just 40 iterations, it's reaching a very small error and saying flat line. Even though it's not clear. Why wouldn't it say continue up or do something else? Sometimes it does this oscillation business. Yeah, like here. And again, it's highly confident in its prediction. So I just gave it with 7 data points. It made a prediction, highly confident that this what the signal will look like. Obviously, yeah, it's obviously up to you to decide how accurate or inaccurate that is. This thing don't seem to make much difference. Yeah, I have to look in more details how it was implemented. And there is some sort of like sweet spot that where it's getting like wrong results like half of the time. Like here, for example, I don't know what happened there. It looks like a change of mind. I'm predicting this, but then I'm predicting something else. But it's extremely confident in that answer. This is a bit better. Again, the prediction looks more consistent. In here, I don't know what the difference, but it didn't reach the goal, even though the minimum error is quite low. It's quite good. And here it did, because it's I don't know if the threshold, there will be some sort of threshold for this. Maybe it's like 0.1 or something. And it took just over 600 iterations to reach that goal. Yeah, so this thing is running online. I had to change the name of the HTML because I had like trouble with the original thing. Originally it didn't have the underscore 3, but just it seemed to work. Originally it was just called Sunbridge, but it just stopped running for unknown to me reason. I don't know, do you have one? No, so that's when you don't have a web app at that address. I think you have something under 2. That's just the same thing, but displaying less results. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next tool. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.